Today, the books I'm going to suggest to you are full of hope and positivity. Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to my channel Booked Line and Sinker. I'm Nimisha, and on this channel we have inspiring conversations about books and all things related. You know, the last couple of months have been quite difficult for me, and I'm sure they've been difficult for you as well with the corona pandemic and the lockdown. And there's been a sense of low which has seeped into our environment. This got me thinking that we need to move away from fear and separation and reignite hope into our lives. Which brings me to the 3 books that I'm going to be recommending to you today. These are sure to give you a shot of positivity and hope. My first recommendation is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. If you've read Eat, Pray, Love, which was a bestseller a few years ago, also written by her, you'll know that she's an author who writes straight from the heart, and that's probably the most endearing quality of her writing. Big Magic is a non-fiction book written by her about how to unleash your creativity. The beauty about this book is that it doesn't have any to-do lists. Yes, it's about digging deep and facing your fears and your doubts and your insecurities and really trying to overcome them and taking that step towards whichever direction you want to take it, whether it's about going to the gym or starting that new venture, and really overcome the barriers which are stopping you. Elizabeth Gilbert has written this book in a very honest fashion, and she has used anecdotes from her own life to illustrate how she overcame her fears at different points in her life. And one of the stories which really stayed with me and resonated with me was after she had published Eat, Pray, Love. She went through a phase where she felt tremendous pressure by the publishing industry and the world to churn out another bestseller. At that point, she had to make the decision whether to succumb to that pressure or to just keep writing. And she chose to keep writing, and today she has a sizable body of work, which is really appreciable. And I would say Big Magic is definitely up there. It's a book which made me think that I can do anything. The only thing I need to do is to move beyond my fear. I love this book. It's really inspiring, and I'm sure you will love it too. The second book that I would recommend to you is Factfulness by Hans Rosling, Ola Rosling, and Anna Rosling. The world has so many issues today. Corona pandemic just being the latest. Before that, there was terrorism, climate change, global warming, disparity between developed and developing nations, and the list is endless. And sometimes I feel, and I'm sure you do too, that the world is such a sad and dark place, and it's probably the worst time to be born in human history. Factfulness challenges that negative notion. Hans Rosling uses statistics, facts, and figures to illustrate that actually, no, we might be wrong. Yes, there are issues, but a lot of progress has been made and the world is on the path to development. I loved the really positive vibration of this book. It makes you rethink your perspective. You may be thinking that because this is a fact-based book and a statistics-based book, it might be a very boring read, but I must tell you that while this is a very well-researched book and there is a lot of evidence-based information there, Hans Rosling keeps it very grounded and interesting because he uses stories from his own life as a medical practitioner. And the book is divided into about 10 sections, and each section challenges one negative emotion. Bill Gates has called this book a very important read, and I would definitely agree with him, because even if it does not change your mind about where we stand as a race today, it will definitely give you a fresh perspective and leave you thinking, oh, well, things are not that bad. The third book that I want to talk about today is Jonathan Livingston's Seagull by Richard Bach. This book was published in the 1970s, and I feel it's still quite relevant today. It's the story of a seagull who wants to soar and fly, even though it's not what his flock does. He wants to go beyond, the mundane existence of just going and gathering food and just living to eat. Richard Bach uses flight as a metaphor on how we as human beings need to find our purpose in life. The book is about freedom of expression, freedom to do what you need to do, even though you might stand out from the crowd. It is about going beyond materialism, not getting bogged down by rituals and superstition, and relentlessly following that thought. While this book was first published in the 1970s, in 2014 it was republished as a complete version with a fourth part in which Richard Bach has added new insights to this book. Jonathan Livingston's Seagull is the kind of book that I would go back to every couple of years just to get inspiration. I love this book, and I hope you give it a read because it's going to really inspire you too. I hope you enjoyed today's review. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. The details of the books are there in the description box below in case you need to check them out again. I will be releasing a new video every Thursday, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Until the next book, bye-bye.